Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Grix, and today I am doing the another Gunbound Academy Explain video, but a little different. The other ones, I talk about tanks. Today I want to talk about avatars. It's my take on avatars, and just based on people asking things sometimes. It seems like it is an answer that some of you might need. So this is my take on avatars. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If this is your first video, welcome. If not, you guys know what I do with the Gunbound Academy Explain series, where I explain the game to the best of my knowledge, as far as I know it, so that my information hopefully will help you have a better understanding of the game and have a better gaming experience. Now, today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm not going to be explaining anything about the tanks, but rather on avatars. It's just my take on avatars. What I say is not all end all be all. It's just my opinion on avatars, and hopefully my opinions will give you a better insight on what to do when you are going through your wallet or your coins when trying to purchase your avatar. So let's go quickly into the avatar screen. And oh, by the way, if you guys have a question like, do I get tanks first or avatars or whatever, I personally think, okay, you follow the guidelines of tank, avatar, pet, and jewels. So get your tank first, then get the avatar, work on the pets, and then while you're working on the pets, you should have some free jewels that you form with, that you can buy with these fucking things, or just, with these little crystals, I guess. I don't know. Use those until you have everything set up, because the jewels, although it sounds or seems very enticing, the gains on the jewel is actually not that much, and you're spending a lot of coins if you want a specific jewel. So I rather you guys spend your coins and your diamonds on the three things that matters most, which is tank, avatar, and pets, and then work your way up the jewel ladder. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Today I'm here to talk about avatars. Yeah, if you guys don't know, and you guys seem to have a lot of questions about this shit, well, this is how I see it. There are a lot of avatars out there, but really distinctively there are only three types of avatars, and by that I mean offensive type, defensive type, and the hybrid, which I consider standard. Now you might wonder, what the fuck do you mean, Grix? What the fuck? I'll give you an diochan, I don't know how to pronounce the name. This is a defensive avatar, mainly because, let's not look at the skills first, alright? Let's just look at the slots. Avatars usually come in three different varieties. The defense is, oh god, I gotta clear shit off my throat. 2 green slots, 1 yellow, and then it could be a purple or blue, usually a purple. And mainly because the green slots allow more defense. Now, moving on over the offense, it's usually 2 red, and when followed by 2 red, it's usually and always blue and purple. Okay, so that's the offense. Now, what the fuck do you mean by a hybrid? Let me see if this one's a hybrid. Alright, so this is the perfect example, or the perfect set of offense, defense, and a hybrid. And I think hybrid is basically a standard avatar. You get the red, green, yellow, and almost all the time, I think, all the time, you get a purple. So it's pretty OP if you get red, yellow, green, and blue at the same time. I mean, your tank will get a mega buff, but obviously you gotta fucking balance shit out. So the purple, you don't really get anything other than just climbing ladders or getting extra coins. But anyways, yeah, so this is what I consider hybrid or standard. Now, when you're purchasing your avatar, of course you want to know what your playstyle is like, and all that stuff. Now, there is no right or wrong, but time and time, season to season, it's been proven that defense avatar is usually the way to go. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying attack is. I'm just saying if you like a certain playstyle, or if you like to see extra damage, then go for the attack. It's what you like, right? It's what you're comfortable with. So anyways, let me quickly now, of course, okay, going back again, sorry. We got the attack, we got the defense, we got the hybrid. Out of those three, there is another 2 subcategories that we have to separate, which is consistent avatars and luck and situation chance avatars. Now, what does that fucking mean? Well, let me give you an example, okay? A consistent avatar, where the fuck? Oh, right. The consistent avatar is an avatar that gives you, above mediocre average stats. It's not the best of the best, but it is consistent, meaning you can always rely on it to work and always to happen. If you look at Jewel Helmet, the S1, right? Very expensive to get if you are not lucky. And if you really count, there are really, honestly, if you don't consider the B or the C grade jewels, A is 5%, A plus, which is 5.5 that you get from what's it called, World Boss, right? 5.5, A plus, or you can straight up buy the S1, which is still 5.5. So if I was you, I would try to get the A plus rather than the S, just to save yourself some coins. Now, with the World Boss, you can also get the S grade, which gives you 6%. So technically, theoretically speaking, there are 3 types: 5, 5.5, and 6. Even if you stack all 6, which is very, very hard in my opinion, you get 24% reduction, which is good, like way above average, but it's not the best. But at the same time, it's very fucking consistent, right? Whereas chance and situation and all that shit avatar, let's say Monko Air, one of my favorites, okay? You get the standard jewel slots, but on the off chance that you are playing against another animal type, you get an extra 23%, right? So this 23% already outshines the jewel helmet on its own. But given the fact that you only get 15 or 16% chance in a game where both your opponent is an animal type, okay? How did I get this number? Well, there are 3 types, meaning 33% chance of getting 1. There are 2 tanks, so you double that or technically divide. Then you get 15, 16%, right? That's how I see it. But on the good note, right, on every single game, there's a 50% chance of you getting an animal type, because one person might have 33% chance of getting the animal type, and then you have 2 people, or 2 tanks rather, so you kind of double that a little bit. And so I like to say it's about 50% chance of getting the right type. And on top of that, it doesn't mean that the animal type will attack you, right? It just means that they can't focus fire you, or if they do, they will suffer a penalizing damage reduction on the person who is using the animal type. That's it. So anyway, going back to recap, 5 little things: offense, defense, standard, or hybrid. Okay, and out of those 3, consistent or luck, chance, situational base and all that stuff. Okay, so if you really need to know what your playstyle is, and you know, if you don't really care for things, I mean, you can definitely go for chance, luck, and all that stuff. It's fun because when that shit happens, like when you're on the other side of the coin, I mean, things can go really well, but it can also go really bad, right? So if you are here to just play and not really care about, you know, climbing the ladder and being the best of the best or whatnot, then, you know, any avatar will work for you. It's just a matter of what your preference is. Now, one of the main questions that I always see is, do I get the nasty animal set or the animal toy set? My personal opinion, to be honest, you're going to eventually need both, so it doesn't really matter which one you get. Now, if you just started off because you're new here with the introduction of Steam, or you just came across this game recently on the mobile apps and or whatnot, and yeah, that would be a very good and valid question. But then again, it goes back to what I just said. You eventually need both, so it doesn't really matter which one you get. However, if you really want to know what's best for you in your situation right now, I would say if you play 1 vs 1, the pro battle a lot more, I would suggest to go for the animal set. Now, if you play 2 vs 2 score, whether it's public solo 2v2 or with a friend, then the nasty animal set will benefit you a lot more. But that being said, I have both because you need both. You know, certain tanks just work better with certain avatars, but when you're starting out, honestly, any avatar is better than the beginner's avatar. I lied, the knight is actually really good. I mean, if you start off, just hope and pray that you get the knight right here. Okay, just hope and pray that you get the knight because it is the best out of this group right here. Anyways, moving on. Now that I got that main question sorted out, there are a lot of avatars on this market list here. Okay, it's which I consider more of a trap. But before I get into that, I just need to touch on one little thing. Certain times throughout the year, you will get special bonuses, like, or not, you don't get special, you have the chance of buying avatars with new skins. Now, avatar with new skins doesn't mean that they're all that good, it's just aesthetically pleasing. So if you are the type of person who only plays for fun and not so much for win rates and all that stuff, you can go for aesthetics. It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, I have the cool looking avatars on my off A grade tanks because it just looks fucking cool. Do I use them? No, I don't. It's just nice to look at. But if you like just to look cool and play the game, that's all you. This video will not help you because you probably won't listen to me. But if you get, you know, like this month, you still get to buy. I thought it was over in February 14th, on February 14th. Anyways, you know, these guys are pretty cool. If you miss it, okay, I'm just saying, if you miss a special offer, or you see someone else having an avatar that you don't have and you don't know what the fuck why, chances are, a very good chance, the next year around, they will cycle it through, and you'll be able to buy it with diamonds or with coin or real wallet money. Yeah, with real dollars. And yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, if you miss it, don't try breaking your piggy bank. It will come around, and just because you missed it, it's not going to hinder your gameplay all that much. You're not going to lose for some odd reason, unless you just naturally suck like I do. But anyways, moving on to the main thing that I want to talk about in this video is the fact that there are a lot of avatars. I just had a fucking stroke there. That tries to trick you and gives you the illusion that they are good. Now, I wanna, let's see, quickly explain which avatar do I use. You know what? I'm gonna use Knight. Knight is a very, very good avatar if it was free. Here, let me go back a little bit. All right, let me go back. All right, so this one is free. Now I want you to remember one thing: there are 2 green slots, and level 1 weak point defense and a level 2. Okay, that is a C grade. Now let's look at the A grade, because the A grade is fucking shit. And the reason why it's shit is because you get the standard set now, which is red, green, yellow, rather than green, green, yellow. But on the plus side, you get 2 level 2 weak point defense. But if you really consider it, level 1, you get an extra 15%. Level 2, you get 20%. The difference is 5%. However, if this red slot right here was green, I get that 5% already. It doesn't, like, and that starts right when I have full HP. It doesn't just start after the fact of the 30 HP or 30%. So I consider this Knight, the A grade, more of a car salesman-esque type of avatar. And by that, I mean they're just trying to sell you shit that you don't need. Okay? So I'm going to quickly change my screens, and I'm going to explain the math behind it. So stay tuned. Okie dokie, welcome back. I just list out all these notes here, so if in case you guys just don't like listening to my voice here, you can just read it. Okay, but I'm just gonna quickly skip on over. Oh, I forgot to say something. The must-have avatars, Nasty and the Animal toy set, of course. Now, if you are a free-to-play player, meaning you will spend coins, but you don't want to spend a lot of coins, your best bet after the 2 animal sets will be the victim pack. Any one of those avatars in that pack is pretty good. I mean, there's only one that I really don't like, which is Tired Dog. But everyone else in that pack, I use pretty. Actually, no, I lied. I don't use the frog because I don't have it. But I do use Tread Toy on my other account, and Poor Rabbit and Trouble Monkey quite a bit. So everyone in that pack is a thumbs up for me, except for Tired Dog. But I see people using it, so I don't know. S Jewel Helmet and S Carony is a must-have, and I'll get into that a little bit more later. But after I explain the main thing I don't like about car salesman type of avatars that really tricks you into buying them. Alright, so let me quickly explain. Alright, the manipulative avatar, which is the A Knight. Okay, this is an example. There are many more that follows this formula, which is, like I mentioned, the weak point, which is level 2 times 2 and 1 green slot. So let's go to the math here. Okay, the best case scenario. I'm using the best case, meaning it will never happen, not even on an off chance. I mean, winning the lottery might be higher than this. Okay, I'm just kidding, it's not. Okay, theoretically saying, let's say you have the green jewel from World Boss. Okay, theoretically say that you have 5% skin because you're ballin' as fuck, or you just have it. Theoretically saying you have the 6% green helmet pony buff already on, okay, meaning you have SS. Theoretically, say you're using ice because ice has the highest HP in the game. Okay, there's a lot of chances that I really emphasize here. All right, because let's look at all the requirements here. You need all the best stuff. You need SS, and you need a full set of HP, meaning they haven't touched you yet. At 784. Okay, so the best case scenario you're gonna get is 784 plus 17% damage reduction. This is before the avatar ability kicks in. Theoretically saying, you will have to let me re-say that. Theoretically, the opponent will need to do 940 damage in order to equate to 784 HP. Okay, how does the math work? I will have to give credit where credit is due, and I don't remember who it is, but I think it's Pew Pew or Grixon on Discord, so shout out to you both. I don't know who said it first, so anywho, I first thought, damage reduction was just HP times damage reduction, meaning 784 times 1.17. The math is a little inaccurate, and the reason why, again, Pew Pew or Grixon, I don't know, they explained it. This is how we actually calculate it. All right, so you got to take 100 divided by 83, which is 70%. The number you get, which is 1.2, that's the number you times to the HP. So I was already at a 3% deficit, which isn't a lot, but if you're really gonna play, or if you're really going to be finicky and really be on the number with things, you got to get it right. Okay, so technically saying 940 damage is needed, and the math comes out to be 784 times 1.2. Okay, that's how you kind of calculate this. Now, because we're gonna talk about best case fucking scenarios here, we also have to include the off chance that you get to maximize your weak point defense buffs at full capacity, meaning at 235 HP of your ice, you're going to jump into an additional 40% damage reduction, right? Because if you just do the math, 784 times 0.3, you get 235. Okay, I'm not good at math here, but I'm sure most of you will get it. Sil will not. He's probably scratching his nuts and balls and his head. They're all in the same place, anyways. No, just kidding. Sil, love you. But anyways, moving on over. If we really, look at it, so technically speaking, the first 70% of Ice's HP, we get 17%, which is, the opponent will need to deal 658 damage. Oh gosh, shit, stuck in my throat. Oh god. The opponent will need to deal 658 damage first, and then your other 40% avatar buff will proc. Then your opponent will then need to deal 546 damage in order for them to really fully kill your elephant. Again, the math, if you just go back, okay, at 57% of 235, it ends up being 546. You can either trust me or do the math yourself. It's up to you. That is your choice. You have a choice in 2022. Okay? So join the Freedom Convoy. I'm just kidding. Okay. Technically speaking, on perfect scenario with the Knight, Ice would have the total amount of 1,204 HP, because your opponent will need to do that much damage in order for them to strike your elephant down. Now, that is the best scenario you'll ever get with any avatar if you want to maximize your HP. or just maximize how much damage your tank can take. But you also have to consider the fact all these, theoretically speaking, situations, they don't always happen, right? And chances are this type of calculation that happens is 0 to none. Never will you ever maximize that thing, but it gives you the illusion that the avatar can. So then you opt to tell yourself, I need it because it can do that, which you're not entirely wrong, because yeah, the avatar can do that, but what are the chances that your opponent will let that happen? Because the difference between a good player and a learning to be a good player is good players actually know when to time and strategize how and when to hit you, right? And they don't miss, okay? Considering the fact that you never miss, you still need to know when and who to hit at what time, right? So a lot of things are avoidable, meaning if you get healers or an avatar that, you know, gives you over the top buffs, the chances are they can avoid that by either going around you or just flat out killing you before that happens, right? Same with Knight, which is why I think the C grade Knight is way better because of that guaranteed green slot that you get, rather than in exchange for that red slot. Because honestly, if I'm gonna use Knight, it means it's full defense. I'd rather use the better Knight, which technically speaking, on math equation wise, I think the C grade Knight can give you more HP if we're following this exact math calculation. I don't know, I'm not gonna do it, it's just too much math for me, but you can try it. But anyways, that is how I see it with most avatars, and I'm gonna quickly jump back into the game screen, so I'll see you there and continue on with my rant coming out of my ass. See you soon. Hey guys, welcome back. I had to watch an ad, so you guys don't have to watch that shit. You got still to thank. So anyways, going back to what I was saying, yeah, there are a lot of avatars that follow that same suit where they make it sound like it's really good, but you know, it to me it's just another trick to get you spending. So really, you know, do your calculation and see what kind of player you are. Of course, if you play for aesthetic, then yeah, get the coolest looking ones. I kind of don't, so I like to use avatars that are suited for me. Okay, going back to what I was saying previously, just to show you an example, another example. Okay, with the jewel set, meaning the jewel hammer or the jewel helmet, those are consistent all the way through. Jewel 1 is a piece of shit. Don't try to get Jewel 1. I mean, I don't like it. Because that plays into the situation turn base, wind base, or whirlwind base. It's just like, it's not guaranteed, so that's why I don't like yellow gems all that much. But anyways, to show you what I mean about luck slash chance slash that kind of avatar, I'm just gonna quickly illustrate one thing. Poor Rabbit is probably one of the most used avatar in 2021 and ongoing. I see the trend dying down a little bit, but still very fucking popular. Why? Mainly because you get 2 green slots, and plus you get the victim protection, which bumps it up to 14%. So theoretically saying, even if you're you're smart with your game and you just get 5%, which, because honestly that 1% doesn't make a difference, or that 0.5% doesn't make a difference unless you have 4. Anyways, even if you have 5%, that's 10%. 10% plus 14, that's 24. That's better than your jewel helmet right off the bat, right? That's really fucking good. But you also have to consider one thing. It only works if you're the lowest HP on the field. means good players and smart players, or planned players, they can get around that, right? They don't have to hit you. So that buff means nothing if it isn't going to be used, right? The only good thing I really see about with Poor Rabbit is that blue slot, giving that the ability to add extra firing range if you need it, or if your tank really needs it, like Turtle. Oh my god. But most importantly, it's the hunger, I like to say. Mainly, the hunger is not going to save you all that much, but it does prevent your opponent from getting more HP. I have noticed that even when I absorb a lot of HP from my opponent, chances are I still die in the next hit, because honestly 50% of 50% is not a lot. I see it as it just slowing down the progression of my opponent rather than letting me live an extra turn. I mean, it happens, but most of the time I just die anyways. But anyways, that's what I mean. Like the chance base is really, really good, but only if given the chance. Like another example is Robot X3. You get the standard slot, but you get that extra 19%. Theoretically speaking, Robot X3 is really good on paper, and it is, for tanks that can really get Super Sky really easily, like Rockin' or Malite and all that shit. Right? If you are a standard tank without the extra firing range jewel, most likely you will not get that Super Sky if it is a Southwind with 7 or more, because your weapon just doesn't stay up long enough for you to get that Super Sky. It has to be up in the air for a period of time, I believe. At least in the old PCGB, you have to fire at a certain angle number higher than that, and it has to stay up in the air for a certain amount of time, and you have to hit 50 damage at the very least to get it. GBM is a little different, and anyways, so that's how I see it with avatars. So hopefully my information helps you to invest in the right avatars. Of course, again, if you just play for aesthetics, don't listen to me. You don't even have to watch this video. But I am about to do something where I really go deep into each avatar set. So if you have the extra time, stick around. If you don't, you can just end this video now, and I will see you guys in the next video. But if you want to hear more that I have to say, stick around, because I'm just gonna quickly run on through which avatar is shit and which avatar is not shit. So let's go. I'll try to do this as quick as I can, because I know everyone's attention span is short, because mine is, so I would assume yours is. Anyways, what pack is this? The Ghost Avatar set. Okay, out of this set, I personally think, okay, all of them are shit except for Kubo. Ghost Dancer shit. Ghost Sword even more shit. Mummy, Mummy is alright if it procs, but if it doesn't, it's just another standard defense avatar. It's so easy to not have Mummy's thing proc, because at 20%, it's super easy to do. So anyways, I think Mummy is a waste of time for most cases. But Kubo, however, on the other hand, because of the 2 yellow, 1 red, and plus the land destruction, it really gives you an opening to put it on Bigfoot, Frog, Knack, whatever you want, just to make sure you get a good bungee setup. But that's only if you accidentally or purposely get Kubo. I don't know why you would. Maybe because you like aesthetics, because Ghost Sword looks pretty fucking cool, in my opinion. I thought he looked the best when I first started out, and I think he still does. But anyways, moving on over to the Carnival set. This set, you actually get a few good ones. Jessica is good, and the bear is good. I honestly think bear is way better than the knight, the A grade, mainly because you get 2 green, extra HP, which is another green slot on its own, and then you get a heal. Now you might say, but Grix, this heal only happens at, under 20%. Well, yeah, but guess what? Knight's thing happens only under 30%. If you're gonna have to put that in the equation, you also have to put bears into the equation, right? So technically speaking, you also have to add 14% HP to your calculation, right? Like it's just that fucking simple. I personally think bear's heal doesn't proc all that much for me, but just the fact that you get 3 green slots, basically, that's really strong on its own. Now, if you randomly, by luck, get Joker, I think Joker's great in situational based. Not because of the hero proc. I mean, the hero, you really gotta make sure, your opponent or your friend dies, and then you die so that you get it, or otherwise, Joker just becomes an avatar with a weird slot combo. But I play Joker mainly for the 2 blue slots. If you add extra fire range times 2, you're basically invincible on a very wide map. But I play Joker on Aduka because I kind of really like the extra range on Aduka. Do I survive or do I win more games? No. I think I lose more games if I compare it to Carony, but I play Aduka for fun now. So anyways, that's how I see it. If you don't get any of the Joker, the S1, while you're trying to collect Jessica or Bear, that's okay because the A Joker is just as good. Oh, and by the way, a little bonus information here. If you are debating whether or not you want dual helmet, you know what? Hey, Sil, I'm gonna redo it, okay? I'm gonna redo things, so just start. I'm gonna fuck. Okay, Sil, I don't know how you're gonna do this, but I need this part in there, so cut, splice, and move things around because you're gonna do some real editing. Okay, you ready? Hey, so I'm about to redo something, so make sure you actually listen because this is gonna get confusing. I'll let you know, but you're just gonna have to go back and take some stuff out because I forgot to add some key vital information. Let's go. Alright, so before I end off here, I just want to let you guys know a little thing that I personally think will benefit a lot of players who are new. If you're wondering, when I mentioned previously the must-have, which is the S Carony and the S helmet, you might ask, well, Grix, which one should I get first? My answer will always be the helmet first because you can always pair the dual helmet as your drop, and it's just as useful as if it was a Carony. Let me explain why. Because Carony is a very standard avatar that you see in the meta right now. It dominates it a lot, right? Even from when the game started, I believe. Mainly because of the SS addiction, and plus you get the heal, right? You may not get the SS addiction, but you do get the heal. right? So let's take SS addiction out of the equation, right? Jewel helmet compared to a non-SS addicted Carony, Jewel helmet takes the cake every single time. Why? Because you only need 2 super skies after you land your drop tank in order for you to get SS again, or get SS for the first time. You can do that with Carony, but if you were to compare, let's say the SS addiction is nowhere to be seen, right? 14% plus 1 green slot. I personally think damage reduction is way better than any healing ability, because healing ability only works on your turn, meaning the opponent can still kill you and the heal does not have to proc. Whereas damage reduction, you're reducing damage no matter what you do. Even if you are AFK, went off masturbating, it still reduces damage for you, right? So overall, if I were to, let you guys know, and I did this as well, I went for Jewel Helmet first because you can put Jewel Helmet as your drop and it's still effective, or if not just as effective as a Carony. Yes, Carony can sometimes get you the SS after your first shot, but it's only if, okay, let's start calculating. You drop with 2 bars, right? And then on the chance that you do get SS addiction, which is 50%, which is not bad, you get 3.5 bars, okay? So you still need 2.5 bars to get SS right after your first shot turn. Let's calculate. Super Sky gets you 1, Tornado gets you half, Double Hit gets you half, Risky gets you half, I think now, right? And Best Damage gets you half. So I know Risky used to give you 1. I don't know if it gives you half now. I don't know. I think they may have changed it. But let's just say it gives you 1, okay? Super Sky, you need that. Risky, you need that. And then you need either a Tornado or a Double Hit. I mean, that's a lot of things to ask for you to get your SS right after your first turn. It goes back to a point where I was saying, is it a car salesman kind of thing? Because what do car salesmen do? They give you the best scenario that isn't going to happen all that likely, right? Think about the fuel mileage. You always see that fuel mileage sticker. It's never fucking accurate. You know why? Because car manufacturers test their vehicle in a wind tunnel with perfect aerodynamic winds, no crosswind whatsoever, at perfect rubber, perfect pavement, so they're rolling on a fucking dyno wheel and just rolling until it runs out of gas. Of course, if you put it in that situation, which is not even in the real world setting, you will get better results, right? And so this is what I'm saying is there are a lot of avatars that give you the illusion of the better result, which can happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but chances of that happening is not that high. So going back to it, I think if you were to debate whether or not you're getting Carony or your S helmet first, always and always get your helmet first. I mean, everyone that I know that is on my friend list that can actually speak a lick of English, they always get the helmet first. And yeah, that's how I did it, and I am loving it. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this segment of Gunbound Explain with the avatars. I'm just gonna go over the remaining avatars that you can buy to see if they're either shit or not shit. You don't have to stick around for that shit. If you feel like you know just as much as I do now, you can definitely go on and keep on playing and keep on grinding your gears. But until then, I'm just gonna quickly run it through. If you're looking at the Ghost Pack, Kubo is the only one that you might want. Everyone else is shit, despite what you think. I'm not gonna really explain it, but just go back to the car salesman kind of thing and think about it. Like I'm highlighting Mummy right now, fucking garbage. because it's avoidable, right? But whereas Kubo, you can put supply gems or provision gems. You will always get that explosion when you come out, well, most of the time. As long as it's 12 turns or over. But anyways, moving on over to Carnival set. Joker's good. You don't need the A, simply because, like I've said earlier, the Carony is not as important. The S and the A Carony, again, not that super important. You still need to make sure you land everything in order for you to get SS, you know, on your first turn. That's only if you have S Carony or S Joker. But if you have the A version, which you only get one, I mean, theoretically speaking, you still need at least 2 turns, right? So, anyways, it's just nice to have the additional 0.5 in case in case you miss or anything. Anyways, Joker's kind of good. You don't need the A, you don't need the S. You can live on with the A. Wendy is fucking garbage. Jessica's good, and the Bear is good. Bear is even better than Knight, I like to say, but everything else is kind of garbage in this set. Moving on over to the monster set. Yeti is garbage. Alice is garbage. I mean, Alice used to be good when Doctor was pretty much dominating the metagame when the game first started, but nowadays not a lot of people use healers, let alone healers that only heal themselves. So Alice is garbage. Purple Devil is probably the only one I would get or try to get. Other than that, this set is a waste of fucking coins. The Rakion set, honestly, I love Rakion. I loved it when I was a kid. The ninja was my main character, I believe. But anyways, in this pack, Swordsman you definitely have to get, and the Archer. Now, whether or not you want to get the A or the S, that's totally up to you. I personally think if you are into the aesthetics, yeah, the S Archer, fucking, like, I would use that every single time. But if you are more of a player who don't give a shit, the S and the A, it makes absolutely no difference. Other than the fact that you only use it for boss grinding, or yeah, that's all you do. Yeah, that's all you would use it for, just boss grinding. So theoretically speaking, you will probably need to switch out Archer through your main tanks. So why would you pay 500 coins versus 50 coins? If you're boss grinding, it means you want to save as many coins as you can. So don't try to waste your coins by doing so. The A Archer is just as good. The Blacksmith is kind of good, but not really. Honestly, I would just get the Swordsman and the Archer. And that's about it. Alright, so moving on over to the Alien set. Of course, Carony. Again, A or S. S is just a luxury. You don't really need it. People might argue and debate over that with me, but to be honest, I personally think the A can just does just as good as the S Carony for most situations. But anyways, other than that, I mean, Kaka is a waste of time. Space Lord is a waste of time. Space Outlaw is even more of a waste of time. Doctor is good. It's always good to have at least one Doctor in your in your team, in your arsenal. I really like to use Doctor as a drop now because not a lot of people have lifesteal in the late game. They usually only have it in the early game, so I can really maximize my knack by using Doctor. I mean, the survivability of knack with Doctors, I mean, it's one of the best. So anyways, that's how I see it. So when I am using Doctor on my knack as a drop, I am playing with chance on no Alice on the field or upcoming, and if there is an Alice, I have to take that shit out before my Doctor comes down. So that's how I see it. So planning, what your lineup is and what their lineup is, a lot of preparation will need to take place, especially when you're playing against or when you're playing with avatars with a luck chance base proc. Okay, with the robot, honestly, out of this whole set, Robot X3 is the only one that's worth it. I'm not saying A or S because let's be honest, the difference between S and A is 1% on the Sky Shot. The S you get 10%, the A you get 9. I mean, that 1% isn't gonna break the fucking game, but it will break your bank. If you are into aesthetics and you really want that extra ponytail that comes along with the S1, I mean, go right ahead. That is up to you, but that's how I see it. Everything else on this is pretty much shit. Let's see. Obviously, I've already mentioned it. Hammer, please put explosion rain. Please don't put damage because there are other avatars that can do more damage or give you more damage. So don't waste your 3.2 damage jewels like I have. And put explosion in it because Bungie is pretty fucking fun. It's just I can't fucking play Bungie all that well. Anyways, helmet, of course, put the damage reduction. Don't put the HP. HP is only good if you're using Vega tanks. That does not give you extra HP. Yeah, because if you have a low number and you work with percentage, you're also going to get low numbers. So bump up HP for Vega tanks, but a lot of people don't even play Vega tanks competitively, so just put your damage reduction into dual helmet and also don't waste your time with the wand. Okay, moving on over to the Cloud Empire. I mean, personally, I don't really like this set. I don't have any of it. I'm not attracted to it. Most of these avatars I wouldn't really consider a must-have, so yeah, that's how I see it. So I can't really put my opinion on something I don't have, but if you really want to know, you know, what I have, I don't have any of the Cloud Empire. Okay, so with the mob, I personally really like Fox Rain and both War Helmet. Again, the S and the A is not necessary. The difference between S and the A, I mean, honestly, is by 1%. Okay, the S you get 7, the A you get 6. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, 1% of 250 damage is 3 damage, so you're paying a lot of extra coins for 3 damage. That's all it is. Alright, so, but you do look cool. You do look fucking cool. Alright, compared to the A. The same with the War Helmet, you do look really, really cool, but the difference is the Wrath, and it's 2% difference. Right, it's either 10 or 12. Oh, wait, let me double check if I am fucking right. Yeah, it's either 10 or 12, and again, that extra 1% is equivalent to 5 or 6 damage. Is it really worth it? That is up to you to decide, not me. But I personally do think the S on these two avatars look fucking amazing. Let's see here. Virtual Pact, a waste of time. I mean, all these are just waste of time unless you want the double blue. I mean, Jessica might be okay because of the heal steal and you get double blue, but I honestly, if you want the blue slots, go for the victim, right? Don't even waste your time with the virtual suit. As I've stated before, I personally don't like poor dog, the sad dog. Wait, is it dying dog? Sad dog? What is it? Oh, tired dog. He just looks sad as fuck. Anyways, is the S needed again? That's only up to you to decide. Look between the S and the A, what the difference is, and make your judgment to see if you have unlimited funds. I mean, if your dad is fucking Jeff Bezos, fucking go all out, right? But if your dad is not Jeff Bezos, then you might have to go off onto the street, do some sucky to get all the S's, but anyways, that's how I see it. Moving on over to Dark Power. Shadow Reaper is pretty fucking cool in aesthetic wise, but anything other than that, I mean, these are just anything to do with yellow jewels I'm not a fan of. And most of the dark what is it called, Dark Power set, it gives you a debuff rather than just giving you buffs, so I don't really like it. But I have to say the Reaper looks fucking amazing, so that's just my take on it. So the Hellcats, I don't have any of them because I don't really see me getting benefit out of it. So I mean, that's up to you again. That's just how I see it with avatars. Of course, the nasty animal, the animal toy is a must. Dark carnival set, if you can get it, still get it, because the dark bear is actually worth it. Dark Wendy is actually not that bad. Normal Wendy sucks shit, but Baconator Dark Wendy is kind of good, and I just really need to test it out. The 3 Kingdom, or set 1 and set 2, I don't really find a need for it, even though Dia-chan sounds amazing, and it's a hard counter to Doctor, but chances are, when the fuck are you gonna see Doctor? I mean, unless you're like me and you play Doctor with Knack on the drop, but are you really going to use Dia-chan as your drop? Because I would say no. My bet is no. And if you're gonna use Dia-chan as your front, I'm gonna make sure that bitch dies first, right? That's how I see it. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed me talking out of my ass. I mean, there's really no gameplays here other than me just talking about avatars. Hopefully this answers any questions that you might have as a new player. If you have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments below. I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.